What is up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. I'm Skratch. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. I am currently on the test server, guys, and I have one more champion to test. I've tested pretty much all of the new ones. I have videos on all of them so far. Keep an eye. Probably the mythical one is already out. In today's video, guys, because this is the final champion I haven't tested yet, we're going to have a look at Vulkanos, the faction unity champions from the Demon Spawn faction. And oh boy, not only that he looks amazing, he looks like a freaking monster, but he is actually a monster. The damage is crazy, the kit very, very solid as well. I feel like a few months ago I was talking with some of my clanmates when they introduced the Theox, and I was like, just wait till we're gonna get the faction unity champions for Demon Spawns, for the Undead. And everybody was like, I think they're gonna be weak because those factions are already pretty strong. Well, Vulkanos Fumor, guys, is actually pretty damn nuts. So he's a defense-based champion, Force Affinity, super hard to get, of course, like any other faction unity champion. I have no idea how they came with the idea to release faction unity champions, okay? I'll be honest. But either way, the base stats look fairly decent. The speed is a bit low. The defense is not as high as you would like it to be, but still 1.4k is definitely not bad. You can build this champion with a bit of accuracy, or don't build him with accuracy at all. So with A1 attacks one enemy, the Molten Blade. Each time this skill is used, permanently increases the damage inflicted by this skill by 10%, stacking up to 100%. Counter attacks with this skill each time an enemy under a HP burn debuff attacks this champion or their allies. So that's actually pretty interesting. He always counterattacks, right? Always, if you have HP burn on them. Then you have the A2, Flaming Terror. On a 3-turn cooldown fully booked, attacks all enemies, places a fear debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted by enemies under HP burn. So this is a bit of a, oh no, in some cases where you don't want him to get polymorph for arena, or even in the siege mode, or whatever you guys are planning to use this champion, if you're ever gonna get him. So far, actually I have 2 faction unity champions. I forgot that I got Gregor on the 15x, but yeah, I'm missing all of the rest. Then with the A3, Demolition Burn. On a 4-turn cooldown, my bad, attacks one enemy 2 times. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10 for the turns left remaining on any HP burn debuffs on the target, stacking up to 100. So basically, if you have a champion that increases the duration of HP burn, you can get this damage to go all the way to 100%, which can be pretty crazy versus a boss fight, I would assume. But in actual PvP, or even in Hydra, if you don't extend the buffs, the debuffs on the target constantly, it's just not gonna happen. Then, with one faction ally, damage received by this champion is decreased by 50% while this skill is not on cooldown, which is massive. 2 faction allies, each time a HP burn debuff is activated on an enemy, has a 50% chance to decrease this skill's cooldown by 1 turn. So you don't actually need a champion to activate it. Just when they take a turn and the HP burn ticks, this skill has a 50% chance to decrease the cooldown. Imagine if you're just getting this skill over and over and over again. With 3 faction allies, if the target is under an HP burn debuff, this attack will ignore Stone Skin, Unkillable, Ally Protection, Block Damage, and Shield, guys. Pretty nasty. A very good counter to champions like Siegfried, champions like Nice. This is going to be a monster for whoever gets to basically pair him with a full Demon Spawn team. Now, the main thing right here, guys, is that this is bugged, okay? So this one right here is bugged. I already mentioned it to Plarium. I just did not have a chance to send them a video with it. So I'm basically going to show it to them now. It doesn't actually ignore Stone Skin. So it's just a bug, something that needs to be fixed. Because at the moment, he just deals damage on the Stone Skin like any other regular champion. And he might deal a higher amount of damage or something. He does break the Stone Skin, but he's not actually ignoring it like a Georgid or a different champion that should actually ignore the Stone Skin, because that's what it means right here. Then you have the passive, and it just gets better. Whenever an enemy receives a buff or has their turn meter increase, has a 50% chance to place an HP burn debuff on that enemy for 2 turns. If an enemy already has HP burn debuff, has a 50% chance to instantly activate that instead. So you have kind of like a couple of different options. Either you pair him with another HP burner. The best combo for this champion is Cisia Flame Tongue. I don't have her on the test server because I recently summoned her on my account, so I don't have access to her here, unfortunately. But she can land defense down and weaken. She can put HP burn. She can activate it. So basically, she can speed everything up for this champion. Not to mention what an insane combo this will be for PvE. Now, with one faction unity, HP burn debuffs placed by this skill cannot be resisted or blocked. So you're gonna place this no matter what, so you don't need accuracy. 2 faction allies, each time an HP burn debuff activates on an enemy, this champion gains 5% ignore defense, stacking up to 100%, guys. Which means that you don't even need Savage on him if you're basically activating enough HP burn in a fight. So if we're talking about PvE content, you don't need the Savage on it, which is actually pretty damn nice. With 3 faction allies, places a block revive debuff on enemies killed while under HP burn. Very nasty. So block revive ignores everything, ignores defense, ignores stone skin, block damage, all of the crazy things. So my god, is going to be an absolute monster, guys, okay? Like literally. And you have this aura increases ally defense in all battles by 33%, and for demon spawns only, it will give them 19% speed as well. Now, there is a bit of a catch with this champion and the faction, okay? Yes, we have Thoratix Lamasu, which will be a very nice champion for PvP. But unlike the Lizardman faction, you're not really going to be able to pull crazy things off like that with this champion, just because it's much harder to create that perfect synergy in a team with the current champions that we have in the Demon Spawn faction. Let me just quickly show you the build on the champion, guys. He is pretty juicy. So there we go. We have Vulkanos Fumor, guys. I gave him a pretty decent build. I do have the Blessing, which actually inflates the stats a lot, sorry. We have 46k HP, 2.8k attack, which does not matter, 7.4k defense, 290 speed. I actually moved the gear from my allies on him. Full crit rate, 305 crit damage. So he doesn't have like 9k defense and 400 crit damage or anything like that, right? That's something to keep in mind. But the Blessing gives me 600 defense, 40 crit damage. So that, of course, will inflate the stats a little bit. Get Helm Smasher, just because in some arena fights, you're not really going to be able to get to that 100% ignore defense, right? It's going to be pretty hard to get to that point. So if we get to 50%, it's going to be massive. It's still going to be very helpful. So there we go. We just changed that counter attack on him. And let me just quickly show you how he performs, for example, in a PvE content. So if we're going to go over to Dragon Slayer, we're going to go to stage 10, not even stage 23, just because they can stay alive a little bit longer. And I'm really looking to bring in a defense down champion and an increased defense. So we're going to bring him in the fight right here. Kaimar can stay in there. You see, if I would have had Cisia instead of Tyrant, it would have been absolutely amazing. So let's put him in the lead. We're getting more defense from here. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold, guys. So if my voice sounds like trash, just so you guys know why. So we're gonna bring Lydia. She is a bit slower than him, if I am not mistaken. Pretty convinced she is. So we're gonna boost the turn meter, get an increased defense. We're gonna apply HP burn. And right now we're just gonna go with this skill. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Okay. Now keep in mind, I don't have defense down or weaken on any of them. And I'm going to go for that Venus. Check out the damage. 126k, 96k on stage 23 without defense down and weaken. Pretty damn crazy. He really deals a lot of damage. Honestly, it's just so much freaking damage. Let's boost the thermometer again. So we're rolling on here. We don't need to put that defense up. So I'm going to go again with the A2. This time around, I'm going to go versus this lizard right here. 315k. The second hit did not even proc. Not even proc. And we block the revive. The damage is just crazy. Wait till you see a counterattack. That's gonna be even crazier. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are moving straight to the AoE attack. Look at this. We almost got them all down. Now, the AoE attack is not as crazy just yet. We need to basically stack the passive. In this case, the enemies never took a turn, so none of the burns actually activated to increase all of our ignore defense effects. And that's something to keep in mind as well. But let's go to the next wave. We're actually going to let him take some turns. Hopefully. So let's do that. Okay. I'm not going to boost the thermometer. I'm going to apply the burn. And I'm going to go again for this one. 53k. Now we can apply defense down and weaken. And we should be able to basically let him play here. Come on, take turns. Is he that fast? My god, okay. So I'm still going to let him take turns. I'm going to kill that cardinal. Look at this. 1, 2. 210, 156k. And we still haven't even touched the passive, okay? My god, how are they so slow? Are they really taking 0 turns, these champions here? What's happening? Okay, there we go. 1. We got a counterattack. 161k with the A1. 2. 148k with the A1. Let's do an ally protection. More HP burn ticks. A1. A1. And let's do the AoE now. Block revive on everybody. Amazing. Really, really amazing. So they've tried to kind of like replicate what they've done for Theox in a way or another. Put HP burn and just watch him counterattack. And I'm actually not going to use that skill yet. I'm going to go with A1. I want to put the defense up and defense down on the boss before we're going to go in a ham like that to really see the full damage. So check this out. 334k with the A1 counterattack, guys. And that does 20% less damage when he counterattacks. All of the counterattack champions. 265, 373k on the dragon on stage 10. Pretty damn nuts. Wait till you see him in arena. Wait till you actually see him in Hydra as well. I just wanted to show you what damage he deals. 275. Now, in Hydra, he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. He deals millions of damage. But he's not going to be like the most OP damage dealer or anything like that. But for arena, he can be so freaking nasty. My god. Okay, 161k. We had no defense down and weaken right there. Why we cannot select this boss properly here? Okay, counterattack 400k this time around. And we go with the A2. 414, 397k damage, guys. I'm going to let it play on auto and I'm going to show you the damage at the end. Just how much damage he actually ramped up. It's like he basically soloed the entire stage. But of course, it's not an actual solo. But he killed everybody. That's kind of like what I meant. That's a lot of 937k, and that was the basic skill, guys. 1 million almost. Crazy. Look at the damage. 7.7 million. Vulkanos. Absolutely insane. If we head over to arena, we don't necessarily have the best teams in here that we can actually test. I wish we would have had a Siegfried and some other champions that we can actually really test, but we're going to go versus this team. We are weak affinity to Duchess, which can be a bit of an issue, of course. Hopefully that Pythian won't actually cleanse. Yeah, I'm going to keep Duchess. I was wondering, should I keep Duchess in or I shouldn't? So 2-turn Stone Skin on Pythian. I was going to say, what happened? Was the fear. You see, that's why we changed the masteries. Okay. So even though he cleansed, his passive put HP burn. That's why I feel like you really need pinpoint on him. So I'm gonna go with this A2 skill right now. We're gonna have UDK right there, and I'm gonna have to target Duchess. Hopefully the fear won't proc. Ah, damn it, it procced. Okay, that's fine. Counter attack. UDK is almost down. Ah, okay. He did not actually cleanse before Pythian. I don't know why I thought that he cleansed. He didn't. Okay. But look at that. You see Duchess? Duchess puts the shield with the A1 as a buff, and his passive puts HP burn, which is pretty damn nuts. And right now I'm going to go on Duchess. I'm going to go ham. Look at UDK. Block revive 181k, 182 on Duchess. Pythian attacked us. We counter attack. We killed Pythian as well. And now we're just left with Taras. It's not going to be a speed farm like the Lizard team, but it's nasty. Look at that. We wiped that Taras instantly, and blocking revive is just so damn nasty. We're going to attack Old School right here. He does have one of the better teams on the test server, guys. And let me just quickly show you how it works versus Stone Skin. So far, from what I've seen, it just doesn't seem to actually ignore the Stone Skin. Unless maybe I was hitting reaction and things like this, and I was not paying that much attention, but I'm definitely going to double check. So, they have HP burn. I'm actually going to target Frolny. Okay, I'm going to target Frolny. So let's see if we actually ignore Stone Skin or we are melting the Stone Skin. Maybe, I'm just thinking about it actually right now. Because he does activate the burn. Okay, so whenever we are doing something, he has a chance to activate the burn. That's mainly when they receive a buff, right? So when we're attacking, that should not happen. So let's see if we're attacking a Frolny. You see, so it was weird. It was just kind of like dropping in parts. At the same time, it looks like he's ignoring it. And at the same time, it looks like he's not ignoring it. It looks like, I don't know, like we're doing some damage and then we're doing damage to the Stone Skin. Because they never took a turn. They never buffed. They've never done anything for that HP burn to activate, to break the Stone Skin, right? So I'm not really sure exactly what's happening, Plarium. Maybe some form of a bug with something, but either way, I'm gonna send this clip so you guys can check it out. Something is looking odd here, you know, and that's what I've been testing on this team actually, to see kind of like what's the issue, but pretty hard to kind of like really understand what's happening. Look at that, instantly down, block revive. Marius has HP burn, and I'm actually gonna go with the AoE even though I don't have increased defense. We literally got him down. Block revive on the entire freaking team. Just so crazy. I love the champion. I'm going to try to basically find a team that doesn't have Stone Skin on all the champions. I'm not sure if we attacked El Piero before, but we're going to see right now. Stone Skin. Okay, no Stone Skin on Duchess and Taras. We got resisted there. I'm supposed to buff, actually. What am I talking about, man? Okay. Not even having increased defense, and we put that Duchess to sleep. So 100% something is not working with Stone Skin. Because if we manage to kill one Duchess just like that, and we're going versus Frolny, we're going versus Marius, they are fairly tanky champions. But the damage that we're dealing when they have Stone Skin is almost zero, you know? So it's definitely something super weird with that interaction. Because right now we just absolutely wiped that Duchess. Like, game over basically for her, you know? And we blocked the revive too, which is amazing. So we're gonna go with the AoE skill right here. Look at that. Absolutely insane. And now we're going to wipe that Taras off as well, and we're going to call it a day, basically. Beautiful. 133k. So, not sure exactly what, but it's definitely not working as intended with Stone Skin. Let's crack on with it, guys. Let's see what numbers we're going to kick in with the champion. So, we're going to start by buffing. We're going to apply HP burn. CCA would have been amazing here, but it is what it is. So we're going to go here. Look at 118, 129k with that skill. And you're telling me that we're not able to one-shot a Marius through Stone Skin. Hell no. It's just not working for whatever reason. I'm not sure what is not working, but something is definitely not working. So let's go here. And I'm not going to do that, actually. Head of Mischief will try to go for somebody. AoE, I have defense down and weaken only on 2 heads. 150k. The AoE is not the craziest, only once you start stacking that passive, but the rest of it works really, really nice, though. Okay, so we need Tyrant to land that HP burn again. Okay, so let's take down that head. A1. 323k, just casual. Pretty damn nuts, eh? Pretty damn nuts. Okay. Do your things. Hopefully I'm not missing gear on my Ugo. She feels pretty slow. Yes, weak hits versus Spirit Champions, but I guess you cannot have literally everything. And we're gonna go versus this head right here. The Head of Blight. 621. 598k, guys. We already stacked a lot of burn ticks. We increased the defense by a lot. The ignore defense by a lot, sorry. So that is some crazy, crazy damage. But I want to show it to you on Decapitated Head. So hopefully we're going to be able to keep that Decapitated Head right there. And hopefully we're not going to weak hit with a weaken right now. Look at that counterattack with the A1. 334k. Okay, we weak hit. This is the AoE. 336k on this Decapitated Head. So it's not that powerful, the AoE. What's more powerful is basically that A3 skill. That's why I'm 100% convinced that something is just not working with that skill in Arena to ignore Stone Skin and stuff. So, here we go again. No weaken, unfortunately. Just defense down. Most likely, we are ignoring 100% of the target's defense by now. 747, 796, and we did not have increased defense, I think, right? But we have different heads to play around with, which is fine. Kind of like show you what's happening. Ugo, do not let me down. Pretty please with cherries on top. Oh, I supposed to bring in a different champion, maybe like Feral would have been nice for block buffs, because right now I don't have nothing to deal with the head of Torment. That's why having Cisia in the team instead of Tyrant, you don't need to worry about defense down and weaken, because she's already bringing you that, and that's allowing you to make a much better PvE team and PvP as well. To be honest, you just build Cisia on a 9-piece pinpoint or 6-piece pinpoint, or even better, you build her on a Feral set. And you just go ham. You just go ham. Look at the basic skill. 1.5 million with the basic skill, guys. Counterattack. So hopefully the fear won't proc, and we're going to get to basically move to do an A3 on that Decapitated Head. Let's just go A1 slowly so we don't break that HP. A1. A1. Come on, don't fear me. Just go and do it. God damn it. We got feared, guys. We're gonna have to basically knock a few more heads in here and apply the debuffs just so I can show you how everything works. We do have the Head of Suffering, which is the tankiest out of all of them, so it is a bit harder. Look at the counterattacks. 500,000 on a counterattack with a basic skill, guys. That I think is pretty crazy. I think that is pretty crazy in my opinion. Because they're not decapitated, right? And the AoE, 720k, no weaken, no defense down. So that, of course, will reduce the damage by a little bit. HP burn, that was lacking as well before, actually. So that will reduce the damage even more. And let's go versus this one. We apply the weaken. Maybe Ugo will get the job done right now. So let's go versus this. 1.9 million with the A1. 1.9. 2 million with a basic skill, guys. 2 freaking million. Come on, Ugo. Why don't you have the debuffs? Okay, so we got a buff, we got a provoke, we are landing HP burn. Let's apply weaken. Counter attack, weak hit right there, which is fine. I'm gonna have to basically worry right now about the block buff. Okay, beautiful. I was worried about reflect damage. Okay, so the head of suffering is still down there. We're gonna go with the A2 versus that head. Look at that. 1.6, 1.8 million, guys. And that's the tankiest head out of all of them. So very, very solid damage in the Hydra clan boss. He can really bring in some big, big numbers. As I mentioned, he's not going to be the most OP. He's not Randa. He's not Ieyasu. He's not Toshiro. But he does bring good numbers. And overall, I think he's a very solid champion all around. Not just PvP, but PvE. And 100% I'm gonna have to try and get him. I will have to try and get him. Most likely, not next week, but the week after, we're going to have a Prism Crystal event for him. Before that, we're going to have 10 access, 15 access, most likely. I will skip this fusion, and I'm going to save all of my shards for his event. I just decided literally right now, I'm not going to go for the fusion. I have a reason to save my shards and try to get a better event done, and that is his event, literally. Let me just show you the damage as well, guys. I'm not going to do a full run, but as you may notice, 18 million damage out of 44. Third Volt hits very hard as well, and he dealt 11.4. Vulkanos, however you're pronouncing his name, is an amazing, amazing champion, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you like to get this bad boy? As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the content, smash a like, subscribe. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.